She was a child beauty queen, crowned in rhinestones and ribbons, until one winter morning, her crown became a headline. December 26, 1996. Boulder, Colorado, a quiet home, is about to become the epicenter of America's darkest mystery. Patsy Ramsey wakes up to a mother's worst nightmare. Her daughter is missing. On the staircase, she finds a ransom note. The letter demands $118,000, eerily close to John Ramsey's Christmas bonus. The police arrive, but the scene is already compromised. Friends, family, everyone is inside the house. Hours later, her father discovers her body in the basement, hidden behind a broken door. JonBenét's hands were bound, duct tape across her mouth, a garrote around her neck. The autopsy reveals blunt force trauma and strangulation, but there are no signs of forced entry. Suspicion quickly falls on the parents. Why was the ransom note written on paper from their home? John and Patsy appear on national TV. Their faces plead innocence, but the nation is split. Some point to her brother Burke, only 9 years old. His silence becomes a story of its own. Years pass. DNA evidence clears the family, yet the killer remains unknown. News vans surround the Ramsey home. JonBenét's face is everywhere. Pageants, tabloids, prime time. The media frenzy turns the tragedy into spectacle. Every anchor, every panel has a theory. Experts dissect the ransom note. Too long, too dramatic, too theatrical to be real. Then came the handwriting test. Patsy wrote over 100 samples. The results, never definitive. With no arrest, the internet takes over. Forums explode with theories, some dark, some delusional. Years later, a shocking confession. A school teacher in Thailand claims he killed JonBenet, but it all falls apart. No physical evidence connects him. Another false lead fades. The case grows cold, but America can't look away. Her smile haunts every documentary frame. Some believe she died in a prank gone wrong. Others, a targeted predator slipped inside unnoticed. Police mishandled evidence. Key items, like the basement window and suitcase, were never properly tested. JonBenet had undigested pineapple in her stomach, but no one remembers giving it to her. The Ramsey's lawyer. Up. Interviews become rehearsed. The public grows suspicious. Years blur together. The case moves from police to private investigators to podcasts. Burke resurfaces. Nearly 2 decades later, he breaks his silence on national TV. His demeanor, odd, smiling, sparks new waves of doubt. Was this guilt or trauma? The house, once filled with holiday joy, becomes a cursed landmark, eventually sold and renovated. Despite a grand jury indictment in 1999, the DA declines to prosecute. Too much doubt. The Ramseys are eventually exonerated, but the stain never truly fades. Patsy Ramsey dies in 2006, never knowing who killed her daughter. Technology advances. Investigators run the DNA again. Still, no match. Dozens of suspects, housekeepers, neighbors, drifters, all cleared. The killer remains a ghost. Books, films, interviews. Everyone wants to solve it, but no one can. JonBenét Ramsey's legacy is frozen. Forever 6, forever smiling. Her pageant photos became iconic, but behind the sparkle was a little girl, just trying to grow up. One detail still puzzles investigators. The garrote was homemade, from her mother's paintbrush. Stranger, family, revenge, theories clash, each with holes too big to fill. In the end, the case is a mirror. What we see says more about us than about her. And JonBenet, she remains frozen in time, Her name a whisper, her smile a mystery. Every few years, someone claims to crack the case, yet nothing ever holds. Netflix, CBS, YouTube all try to answer the same question: who killed JonBenét? Even AI gets involved. Simulations test if a 9-year-old could have delivered that blow, but real answers remain buried, lost in time, confusion, and chaos. She would be 34 years old today, a woman with dreams. If she'd had the chance, some still say it's simple. The killer was in the house all along. Others believe in a perfect crime, a break-in, a killer who slipped in and out, unseen. Every detail has been twisted, replayed, doubted, truth drowned in noise. One little girl, caught between justice and mythology. She became a symbol, not just of tragedy, but of how innocence is consumed by obsession. Sometimes the truth hides in plain sight, but sometimes it's just gone. Cold cases rarely grow colder than this. No arrests, no trials, no justice. And yet, hope lingers. Some believe one day, DNA will finally speak. Until then, we wait, haunted by what we don't know, by what we may never know. This story isn't just about a murder. It's about how we tell stories and who they leave behind. The cameras are gone, the headlines have faded, but JonBenét still waits. Somewhere, someone knows, and one day, they may talk. Until then, we remember, we ask, we wonder. JonBenét Ramsey, more than a mystery, a life lost, not forgotten. Rest in peace, JonBenét. May truth one day find you. The question remains, did we ever want the truth, or just a story we could control? Forensic genealogy offers a new hope, like in the Golden State Killer case. Maybe one day, it will crack this mystery too. A cold case unit reopens JonBenét's file, quietly, relentlessly. JonBenét's story echoes in every unsolved case, a reminder of how precious time is. Her legacy isn't pageants, it isn't headlines, it's a question: who speaks for the voiceless?
No theory, no suspect, no special can bring her back, but remembering her might stop the next.
Every year the Christmas lights come on in Boulder. One house stays dark. She was 6 years old, and that should have been the beginning. What we owe her now is not answers, but dignity, truth, and memory. And so we end where it began. A little girl, a stage, and a spotlight. The case is cold, but hearts are not. We still care. We still ask, until the day someone speaks and the silence ends. This is not just true crime. This is a child. Her name was JonBenét Ramsey, and we will keep asking, we will keep remembering, because stories like this don't end until someone chooses to tell the truth.